Hello, my dear. It is Medium Emary, and today we're going to give you a quick tarot card reading. So, thank you for reaching out to me again. I'm glad that you feel comfortable with me and you trust me. I have the cards here. I'm going to actually film the table with the cards. So, I have the information that you've given me, and I have a photo as well of the person that you wanted to talk about. So, let's clear out the energy first and do a quick little prayer. All right. We ask the universe now to reveal to this client time what she needs to know. We ask that the information that comes through may come through God's higher purpose, God's higher intention. We call upon this client's angels and spirit guides to come through to reveal to her what she needs to know in this moment in time in regards to her question about that person and anything that is helpful for her in the present time now. Thank you. I ask to clear out the energy around me as well so I could be open enough and ready to assist and be a vessel. Again, we call upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to assist as we clear out the energy and call upon the white light. Thank you. Alright, hun, so let's begin here. We're going to shuffle. I'm just going to pull this up and then I'll pull it back down. I'm just going to read it here with you. I have a picture of you, lovely, with your friend. So you wrote a lot, I remember, and that is okay. Don't worry about it. I have the person's name. Okay, you lose, you have falls and losses in your life that's been traumatizing to you. And you know what? When you say here, hun, sorry, I'm just reading back here. When you say you don't know if it's valid to feel hurt or not, it's always valid to feel the way you're feeling. There's nothing wrong with the way you're feeling because that's what you're feeling, you know. That's something a lot of us and myself, when it comes down to insecurities and how we feel about ourselves and if we love ourselves, it's all based upon that, and that will make us feel like there's something wrong with us. There's something wrong with the way we feel. There's something wrong with feeling or reacting in that way towards a certain person. Again, everyone has their own experience and everyone has their own perspective, and there is nothing wrong with reacting and feeling the way you felt. It was in the moment. It's what you felt. If you felt hurt, there's a reason. Maybe there's a trigger or a past trauma there that triggers you to feel like that, but all in all, it is okay to feel like that. No matter what the answer is, no matter what the excuse is, or whatever it is, it's okay. You know, I'm telling you, it's okay to feel the way you're feeling. Okay, your questions are: what would serve my highest possible good? My mental health, neurological health in this situation, and why to stay in the connection with it and try to repair it, or basically you want to know if you should stay with it, what's in your highest good for this, what will serve you, and if it doesn't, should you leave? Alright, so let's ask that question. Let's ask that question here. This client wants to know if it is in her highest good to stay connected to her friend. Is it in her highest good to stay? Wow, the cards are kind of being pulled out for you. It is in this client's highest good to stay connected to. Should she repair it or should she leave? Should she repair it or should she leave? Is it in their highest good to stay connected to this person? It's interesting. So I'll just say what I'm feeling. And the cards are showing a couple of things, but we'll see. Should they connect with? All right. And I don't sugarcoat things, hon. I don't sugarcoat things. I don't try to say things to make you, pity yourself or pity the person or pity the situation. I say straight out. So I say more of what you need to hear than what you want to hear. So always be aware of that. So I'll just pull out one more card here. Okay. So there's this energy that your guides are kind of saying it's up to you. It seems like the past issues that you went through with this person wasn't very positive at some point, because there's this reference to me, which is a tower, which usually means when something falls apart chaotically or in a very messy way, like it wasn't a very happy ending. Obviously you're telling me that, but the cards are confirming that. And then there's this card as well. Maybe there's closure that's needed. Maybe there's something that's making you still hold on to the relationship itself because of certain things that happen between you two. But this is definitely focusing on there's this need to let go. Even though you're kind of still holding on, there's this need to let go. It's like you're holding on to something that no longer serves you. So this is kind of basically answering your question. And then this represents, there's that need to find better things for yourself, or better energy, or better positive energy, whatever it is. I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm not saying, she wasn't right for you, but there is this feeling through the cards that, she is not the only person you'll meet. You will meet more friends. You will meet more people they could connect with on a spiritual level. I remember you said she was somebody you worked with spiritually. So you will meet new people. You will make new friends. This person here, if you look here, this person's moving and walking to higher ground. So that's kind of looking for better things and better places. So it's kind of saying maybe you guys had to part your ways for a reason. Even though it ended the way it did, it was for a reason, and it's better not to hold on to that, because it's kind of you're gonna create suffering towards yourself, and it's kind of like you're gonna be torturing yourself, and it's like you're choking on something that no longer. It's like you're just holding this weight with something that no longer serves you. So there's your complete answer. And then over here, it just represents like the King of Swords focuses on that need to take charge, or that need to take charge of one's life or one's future, one's path. Now it's time to not dwell on the past, or not dwell on certain things that happen. It's okay, like I said, to feel the way you did. It's okay to feel the way you're feeling, but it's time to take charge and maybe, not dwell on things, not pity yourself, not pity the situation, not worry so much or think about it and still go on about it. So this is kind of saying take charge of the situation, not just for, mostly for yourself, I would say. And take charge of your life. It's now time to create that power within yourself to take charge of things and take charge of certain situations, and be the person that wears the pants and the strong one. It's okay to be weak, because I don't think there's this need in society to always, if you're weak, that if you're sensitive or like emotional, you're weak, but that's not true. I believe people who are emotional and sensitive are very strong people. But maybe what they're saying is to take charge in like a bigger way, where it's that, okay, yes, you felt what you needed to feel, you had to go with what you had to go through emotionally, but now it's time to accept and move on and take charge. So that's kind of what the card's saying. So I would say the answer to this question is to leave it as it is. Time to move to higher grounds, take charge of your life and the situation itself, and let it be, and no longer hold on to it, because it's only going to create more suffering towards yourself. And let it be. If she comes to you, try to find that acceptance in yourself to accept what happened and move on. I know it's easier said than done, but try to find forgiveness in the situation. Forgiveness in yourself, mostly. Forgiveness in it all. Not to forgive them, as I know it's hard to forgive a person sometimes in whatever happened in the situation. So it's more of just forgiveness within yourself, and then to the point of accept and move on. And if they come to you, you open your arms in love, and just, if you decide to talk to her and say, maybe I don't want to create a relationship, but that's if she comes to you. But for me, I would say just leave it as it be and don't try to repair it, because I think it will be more suffering for you, and it would be more, it would be like you're still trying to live in the past. All right. So let's move on to your second question, hon. That was really nice. I loved what the card said. Don't feel ashamed of sharing a backstory. I think it's wonderful that you feel open enough to share these stories with me. I think it's a beautiful thing when somebody can open up to somebody. So don't feel ashamed. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And what ways does my higher self want me to address the situation? I'm in my heart, taking care of myself. That's interesting, because I think the beginning cards kind of gave me this feeling of closure that's needed. I got the word closure, so that's interesting. You just wrote the letter. You spoke about the letter. So we can ask the cards if you should send this letter off, but I did get that feeling with the cards in the beginning of closure and being needed, and sometimes you can write a letter to somebody and maybe sometimes they don't write back, because I've gone through, I know exactly how that closure feeling feels. I know exactly that feeling of forgiveness, and it's hard. When I think back on a personal experience, I don't think I've fully forgiven the person, but it gets to that point where you have to forgive at least the situation, because if not, then you're creating a crutch in the present moment with yourself, with dealing still with something from the past. So you're just kind of bringing the past with you still when you want to start fresh. You want to create new beginnings for yourself instead of holding on to something. So let's still ask the cards if you should send that letter, even though closure itself is really good. So on a personal level, I think you should send the letter. It's closure for you. But I wouldn't write anything else after that letter. You send the letter off, and that's pretty much it. Don't write anything else. That's it. And at least you feel like universally or spiritually or energetically you sent off closure. What I did was I sent a letter. Obviously, they didn't answer. But then at some point, kept feeling that feeling because I never got an answer back, and it wouldn't go away. So what I did was I wrote a letter to myself again, and that kind of helped me. But still, it's very helpful when you write a letter to yourself and you pretend you send it off. You can do that too, and that's something I did, and it made me feel good. It's good just writing out things and writing out in journal, even if you don't need to send it to that person. But let's just ask the question to the cards, because I'm talking on a personal level, if you should send that letter out. Should this client send that letter out to? Should this client send that letter out to? Should that client, seeing cards coming through, should that client, there's something about your career coming through, and then something with money. I know we're not talking about that, but it's coming through, something career, money. So maybe creating, embracing an idea or opportunity career-wise at some point, and money coming through. These are future prospects. Should she send, because these cards came out in the other question, should this client send, should this client send a letter to? Talking about other things that it's not answering the question. Should this client send the letter off to? Okay, so on a psychic level, the cards are kind of saying it will create still that up and down, unstable emotions running through you. So it's kind of saying no, that you should let go and move on and not send the letter. But I feel that you should, just for at least you could get off your mind that you sent it. You know, I sent it, and I think it is good the way it is. Just send it off, and that's it. You know, and I wouldn't write again. The cards are just kind of saying it in a way. I feel like your guides are just saying that to protect you. They're just saying if you do send the letter, you're probably going to still feel these mixed feelings and still feel emotional because maybe you're worried if they answer back. Will they answer back? You know, that's why I'm saying maybe you could just write it and then pretend you sent it. But I think you should just send it to like get it off your mind. And either way, I think you will send it. So just send it, and send it the way it is. And just, that's it. And then work on yourself afterwards. Work on yourself on forgiving yourself, forgiving the situation, and then finding that outlet where you can then now accept and move on. So I think that's the best route to go. Send it, then work on yourself, find forgiveness, not in that person, but in yourself, in the situation. Try to accept and then move on. It doesn't mean that the situation was just left without closure. It just means like it's just time, you know, you've dwelled on it, you've felt emotional, and now it's just time to move on and bring new and beautiful energy in your space. So I don't know if you've worked with rose quartz. This is amethyst, but if you have rose quartz, it's a pink stone. It works on the heart. I would say that's the best stone crystal to work with. You hold it on your heart, and when you work on forgiving, you could also use this mantra. It's this Hawaiian mantra, which I'll send to you afterwards. I don't know if you've heard of it. I forgot how it's pronounced, but I'll send it to you, and you just repeat it over and over. It just works on forgiveness. So within yourself, most of all. So I very much hope I was able to bring some form of clarity and guidance. It was so nice to speak with you, my love, and I'm always here for you again if you need any guidance or clarity. And again, it's all about working on yourself. And remember, we select our thoughts. We could select our thoughts, and we create a reality with the thoughts that we think, and we manifest and send that energy out. So remember, you are a creator and you have power, and you can ask for assistance from the divine and your guides and your angels. So lots of love from the heavens above. Bye now.